Hello guys, welcome to JP5take. And this will be my first, video in quite a while because last few weeks I haven't been feeling too good. Well, this is my first JP5takes videos. I did a couple of Titan recaps, but this channel is mainly for this. Well, if you're new, what I do is I just talk about 5 topics that jumped out at me of the week just ended of football. Anyway, so the 5 things we're going to be talking about is those, 6 and 5 teams in the AFC. Which one of those do I think is going to make the team? We're going to talk about the Bills and are they not getting the recognition that they deserve. I'll be talking about what does the NFC East looks like. And I'll be talking about is the LA Rams, are they done? Or are they going to bounce back from that embarrassing loss from last night? And then Tom Brady, is he still elite? So anyway, we'll start off with the talking about the 6 and 5 teams in the AFC. So there's the Pittsburgh Steelers, Indianapolis Colts. There's my team, Tennessee Titans, and then there's the Oakland Raiders. So, this is a tight race, but I think through the next couple of weeks we'll see the pretenders and the contenders. But and it's funny because right now the team in the playoff spot right now, if the season ended, is the Pittsburgh Steelers, and to me that's a pretender team. I have not been sold on him. I give Mike Tomlin credit for what he's done without Big Ben, without Antonio Brown, without Le'Veon Bell. I give him credit for that, to be even with a winning record is good. But I'm not a fan of Hodgson or Mason Rudolph. I love the defense. There's no denying Steelers' defense is good. But I am not a fan of that offense, and I think eventually that offense is going to slow them down. Let's see here. Who I think is going to win it is the Indianapolis Colts. I think they're going to be 10-6. I looked at the schedule of all these teams, and most of them I had going 9-7 to 8-8. But the Colts was the only one I said they were 10-6. Let me tell you who they played. They played us, the Titans, next Sunday. That's a win for them. They played the Buccaneers. That's a win. They played the Saints. That's a lose. Then they played the Panthers. That's a win. They played the Jaguars. That's a win. That's 10-6. That's the only team out of the teams that's 6 and 5 that I looked at, and I even had them going 10-6. I like the Raiders, but I don't think they're quite yet. But I thought, I thought Gruden has done a really good job with these guys from what they were last year, but I don't think they're quite there. Titans, we have a really tough schedule coming up, and I can see us end up being 7-9, even though we're 6 and 5 right now. And Steelers, I gave them, I think, another two losers, and there's one game I was up in the air with. So if you just give them 2 losers, 2 more losers, what does that put them? That puts them basically 8-8. No offense to Steelers, because I know these people I work with are Steelers fans. They're like, oh no, we're gonna beat the odds, we're gonna win. No one's giving us credit, but we're gonna make the playoffs. But again, I think that defense is good, but you guys struggled to beat the Bengals because I couldn't put up any points, and I don't think that's gonna change. As offense is just not that good to me. I have some playmakers, but they're not playing right now, and I'm just not a fan of Rudolph or Hodgson. So anyway, to conclude that, I think the Indianapolis Colts is the team that's going to go, and then there'll be 2 AFC South teams in the playoffs with the Indianapolis Colts and the Houston Texans. Second topic is, let's talk about the Buffalo Bills. No one's talking about them, and I'm guilty of this too. When I think about good teams in the NFL, Buffalo Bills is not one of them. But then I looked, and I kind of already knew this, but it really didn't register in my mind. But you guys are 8-3. That is really good. That's really impressive. And it's almost sad that they're not getting the recognition they deserve. So for the Bill fans out there, I'm sure that's annoying for you guys. Unless y'all want to be under the radar. Because you guys are one of the better teams in the NFL. When people talk about the good teams, no one's mentioned the Buffalo Bills. And I think it's because, man, in today's NFL, it's all about the offense. It's all about the quarterback. You guys got to be putting up 30 points a game. If you're not doing that, you're not elite. And that's just, that's the new way of thinking. But that's just not true, because let's admit, the Buffalo Bills, you guys' offense isn't great. Josh Allen isn't great. at least this point of his career. But y'all's defense is good. Y'all's defense is third in points allowed. And to me, that is the most important thing on a defense. And I know that you might say, well, obviously, but NFL, a lot of times how they rank defenses and how many yards you allow. And I don't like that because some defenses have a bend but don't break mentality. So they might give up a lot of yards, but they're going to stop you as soon as they need to stop you and you don't get any points. But then you allow a lot of yards. And to me, that's just, yards is not everything. It actually, to me, what's 90%, if not 100% everything is points. How many points do you allow a game? You guys allow 15, which is incredible for today's NFL. You guys allow 15th, which is a third in the NFL. That's what I care about. That's why you guys are going to keep winning, and that's why I think you guys are going to make the playoffs. It might make some noise now. Because what do you need in the playoffs? You need defense. You guys have that. And you need a running game. You guys are 5th, I think it was, in rushing yards. And to me, that's a formula in the playoffs. Now, it is about Josh Allen not making mistakes. He's been playing better, I thought, the last couple games. But it's all about can he not make mistakes, not lose you the game. And I think he can do that. I like Josh Allen. Do I think he's elite? No. Do I think he's great? Maybe not great, but I definitely think he's good. I think he's serviceable. I think there's no reason to throw the towel in with him. So anyways, yeah, so I have you guys making the playoffs. And again, I have you guys, I can see y'all winning a game or two in the playoffs because of the way y'all play football. So number 3, we'll talk about the NFC East. Here's the thing. This is a tough one because I don't like the Cowboys. They're 6-5 right now, and they have not beat one team with a winning record. They beat the Eagles, and at that time the Eagles had a winning record, but now the Eagles have a losing record. So really, the Cowboys, there's not one team they beat this year that has a winning record. And that's, it's like you look at the number one offense, you look at Dak Prescott's numbers, and they're all big and fancy and amazing, but at the same time is that, you guys have beaten nothing but bad teams. So I think that makes y'all look a little bit better than y'all actually been. I mean, you guys have to beat a team that's worth something before we could give y'all credit, And I think, actually, I meant to mention this in my last topic, but with the Buffalo Bills, I think what it's going to be a good statement game for the Bills is Thanksgiving, and it's going to be a big game for the Cowboys. I think this is a big opportunity for both teams. Finally, Cowboys could beat a good team, or the Bills, because the Bills haven't had hardly any primetime games. They don't have any games where more people than just the Bill fans and the team they're playing against is watching. They don't have that many opportunities. But here you're playing on Thanksgiving. You're going to have people that's not even normally watching football watching that game. You're going to have everybody watching that game. And I know I'll be one of them. And it's a good statement game for the Cowboys or the Bills. And I really want to watch it again because I'm intrigued. Can Cowboys finally beat a good team, or can the Bills make a statement game and in front of everybody maybe put a beat down on the Cowboys on the road? And that would, I think, make people start talking about them a little bit more, because then they'd be 9-3, and that's really impressive. But anyway, back to the NFC East thing. The Cowboys, I'm not a fan of them. I don't think they're that good. I think, though, this is where I think Cowboys fit. They're better than bad teams, but they're not a good team. They're right in the middle. That's what I think the Cowboys are. And, Cowboys fans can't get that. And, it's frustrating because I try to explain to someone at work about, I think you guys are average, and, he was so upset. But until you beat a good team, you're beating bad teams, good job. But until you beat a good team, you're right in the middle. And I would say I'm not a fan of the Cowboys. I don't think they're that good. I think they're not going to win the division. But then the problem with the Eagles is they're not looking too good either. And the Eagles are the team I had winning this division at the beginning of the year. But Carson Wentz is not looking the same. I thought he started the year pretty decent. I liked him at the beginning of the year. I had no reason for concern. But just as the season goes on, he's getting worse and worse. The last 2 games, I watched both of them. He was just missing passes. Who was it against? The Seahawks and Patriots. And those 2 good teams, yes. So I wasn't necessarily saying the Eagles would have won that game. Actually, I don't think I picked them on either of those games. But I saw if Carson Wentz played better, they could have won. Because the Eagles' defense is what was the issue at the beginning of the year. But they allowed 17 against Seahawks and 10 against no actually I think it was 17 against Patriots and 17 against the Seahawks. That's good. That is the two teams that you allow 17. You should win at least one of those two, if not both of them. But Carson Wentz was bad, fumbling the ball, throwing dumb picks, and just sometimes wide open passes he was missing. And that is alarming. I'm not ready to throw in the towel because he's had some great years with you guys. I need this. If he continues this for the rest of the season, and then next season he does this, then we might talk about do we need another quarterback. But I'm not ready for that topic yet. I'm not ready for the conversation yet. I am a little biased because I love Wentz, not just as a player, but I like him as a guy. But I just think you gotta be a little alarmed from what you saw the last couple of weeks, because if he just had a decent game, you could have beat the Patriots and the Seahawks, and those are two good teams though. But man, was he just missing? I looked at his stats. He's 17 touchdowns, 6 picks, 62% completions. 17 touchdowns, 6 picks doesn't sound that bad. But in today's NFL, 62% completions is a little low. I remember back when I first started watching football, if you're in the 60s, that was good. But now, high 60s is about a little above average. And if you're good, those 71, 72, 73% completions. It's crazy how high completions are going up. But in today's NFL, 62 is not that good. 89 quarterback rating, 89 is not that good at all anymore in today's NFL. So he's got to step it up. I realize his receiver drops a lot, and I realize Alshon Jeffrey and Deshaun Jackson. I know Jackson's out for the season. He played one game. Jeffrey, I think he played last game. No, he didn't play last game, and he's been out with injuries, and I know that doesn't help him. But he's got to do better than he did. I mean, there was no denying when you got an open receiver and you're throwing and missing him. That is a you problem, though. If you see a pass maybe that the receiver runs this way, you throw it this way, maybe that's a miscommunication. That if you had Jeffrey in or something, that would have happened. But if you have a guy just running down, you throw and you miss him, that's you. Okay, so and the problem is, I would say, okay, I'm not a fan of the Eagles. So the Cowboys are winning the division, I'll give it to them. But the thing is, the Eagles have a much easier schedule coming up. They have to play the Giants, the Redskins, and the Dolphins. I think they play the Giants maybe twice, actually. Those are all easy win. Even with the Eagles being the way they are, I think that's win with all those. But they got to play the Cowboys. And I think that right there, unless the Cowboys lose some games that I don't think they're going to lose, because they played the Bears and the Rams. At the beginning of the year, I thought that was going to be 2 hard games, but not so much anymore. Unless the Cowboys lose some games that I don't think they will, I think it's going to be all about that game, the Eagles versus Cowboys game. And I hate to say it because I was pulling for the Eagles. I wanted them to win it. I think Cowboys are going to win that game. And then I think Cowboys are going to win the division. That is my take. I hope it doesn't happen. No offense to the Cowboy fans out there, but I'm a little biased just because my in-laws are a bunch of Eagle fans. So, I kind of root for the Eagles now, when it has nothing to do with the Titans. Anyway, but I think you guys are going to win the Cowboys, that is. I think you guys are going to win it. Again, I think it's going to be all about that next head-to-head game. I think it may be the second from the last game of the season, but it's going to be big. Unless, again, if you guys somehow lose to the Bears or to the Rams, and then also lose to the Bills, something like that I don't see happening, then maybe the Eagles could slip by. But I think it's going to be all about that head-to-head game. And again, I think, unfortunately, you guys are going to win it. Okay, our fourth topic is the Rams. Are the Rams done? LA Rams, are they done? And yes, I'm just going to say it. I think so. They're 6-5. That's a winning record. I think a 6-5 team in the AFC could get it done. In the NFC, not so much, because you're not going to win the division. The 49ers or the Seahawks are going to win it, so you're not going to win it. You're not going to make the playoffs by the division. You're going to have to get a wild card. Who's on the wild card right now? For now, it's the Seahawks and the Vikings. Vikings is 8-3. Seahawks is 9-2. You're 6-5. You are way behind the 8 ball on that one. You have to almost win out to beat these guys and to make it to the wild card. And then you're 6-5. The team that's in the lead in the division is 10 wins. That's 4 wins. And I'm just going to look, man, for the LA Rams being 6-5, which you would normally at this spot, that's decent. The NFC is just too good. The NFC is just too strong, um, and I just don't see them in any way make the playoffs. Forget the fact that the offense has not been looking like a Sean McVay offense. Forget the fact that defense hasn't played necessarily like a Wade Phillips defense. By the way, let me just throw this in here. The Jalen Ramsey pick, I haven't liked it yet, the Jalen Ramsey pick. They threw in several picks for this guy, and he really hasn't changed the life for the Rams. I was a little skeptical when it happened, and I'm very skeptical now, even more. But anyway, so yeah, I just don't see to me this is no way. I mean, do the thinking. We got what 5 games left, and the Vikings are 3 games ahead of you, and the Seahawks are like 4 games ahead. No, let's see. Actually, no, I was wrong. The Vikings are 2 games ahead of you. Seahawks are 3 games ahead of you. And that's a big difference when you only have 5 games left. So I don't see it happening. Rams basically doesn't need to lose another game. They need to win out. And I don't see that happening. And 2, that's also assuming the Vikings and the Seahawks are going to start losing. And I don't see that happening either. I'll say this. I think the Rams, they'll, I don't want to say better, but they're about the same level to me as the Cowboys. But you can't go in the way of being better back than the Cowboys, because the Cowboys spot is going to be a division leader spot. So you can't get that if you're the Rams. I'll say this: whoever wins the NFC East, kind of back to my old topic, whoever wins the NFC East, the Cowboys or Eagles, they'll probably be one and done in the playoffs, because those two, Eagles or Cowboys, are probably the worst team of the NFC teams in the playoffs. But anyway, so let's talk about Tom Brady. Is he still elite? A lot of people holding on to it, and a lot of people feel like this is disrespectful for me saying this because of what he's done, and I'm not taking that away from him. But the answer is no. You look at his numbers. He's 15 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and 5. Man, I can't remember. Did I write it down? Nope, I did not. He's like 15 touchdowns, 5 or 6 interceptions, 62% completions, 88 quarterback rating. That is not good in Tom Brady's standards or anyone else's standards. Especially since his first 3 games of the season was the first game was almost a perfect quarterback rating, okay? But it was like high hundreds, and high hundreds, okay? And he was like 3 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns, and maybe 3 touchdowns, and 0 picks. You take those 3 games out when he was still fresh and his old body wasn't kicking in. You take those 3 games out, and he'll be like 8 touchdowns and 6 picks or 5 picks, whatever it was. And you look at these games that he's playing now, he's barely completing 50% completions, and he's not even throwing 200 yards. So you take those 3 games out, his quarterback rating will probably drop way into the 80, maybe even the 70s, okay? The last 8 games of him just has not been good. It has not been good. And let's just say, if Tom Brady was not Tom Brady, people would already be trying to find us on the bench. Well, they have that quarterback that Bill Belichick likes, and I cannot think of his name, but he's a rookie. If this was not Tom Brady, they'd probably be putting him in right now because Tom Brady's not that good. Well, I think with Tom Brady, they have the same thing that the Broncos have Peyton Manning. You have a guy that skill-wise is not that good anymore. But what you do like about him is he's smart. I think he's going to protect the ball, and I think he knows, before the snap, huddles and not huddles, but the audibles and stuff, and getting you in the best situation. You got that in him. And with the defense that they have, the number 1 defense, which allows only 10 points per game, which is really good. You just defense, and especially teams are really good for Patriots. So they do their thing, and offense do not lose us the game, which is crazy saying that about the Patriots. But that's basically where they're at right now. And that defense is so good. That can win you a Super Bowl. You saw it with the Broncos and Peyton Manning. It can happen here with New England. But to be honest, in New England, this is probably Tom Brady's last year, I think. I cannot see Bill Belichick keeping a guy playing like this. He was trying to bench him for Jimmy Garoppolo when Tom Brady was still playing well. Tom Brady is not playing well at all. And, it's weird saying this, but the Patriots are winning in spite of him, not because of him. And I do not see him staying another year unless he wants to be a backup, and I don't think he will. He knows he might want to go somewhere and maybe play a year or 2 there. But I do not see him playing another year in New England. I say, hey, you have a great career, Tom Brady. You have nothing to be ashamed about. You won 6 Super Bowls, was at 9 Super Bowls. That's great. That's really impressive. But I think it's the end of the line here. I really do. He just does not look the same. He does not like to get hit at all. First of all, I noticed he's missing more practices because of injuries. He was questionable for last game. This is stuff you don't normally see from him. And he does not like to get hit. As soon as someone breaks through that line, he just spikes that ball. Like, even intentional grounding or not. I mean, he does not. I mean, I know no quarterback likes to get hit, but he does not like to get hit at all. I mean, he just throws that ball so fast away where someone breaks through. I mean, you can see that he is liking those hits less and less. So at your age, one offseason can make a big difference. He's like this year. What is he going to be like next year? So I think this is the end of the line for him. And he has nothing to be ashamed about. Great career. But is he elite? To answer my question, is he elite? No. So that was my 5 topics. I hope you liked it. If you like or dislike, please comment below and just tell me what you agree with or disagree with. Please like and subscribe to my channel, JP5takes. Everyone have a good and happy and safe Thanksgiving. Eat a lot of turkey. I know I will. And I guess I'll see you next time I make a video. See you later.